One of the most important guiding principles that helped me create a successful SaaS business is the minimum bar of excellence. Meaning, focus on the smallest set of features that your business can offer to solve the problem that you're trying to solve. If you have an excellence mindset, then this might sound counterintuitive. What do you mean offer the most minimal set of features? I want to be better than the competition. I want to excel and give my customers everything that they want. And that is a good mindset to have. But the one thing that really differentiates you from other people who have grand ideas is your ability to execute and take action. If you execute, then you are already a few steps ahead of other people who are sitting down thinking on how to be excellent and create the perfect business. And this is a very important lesson to learn. By the way, this is true to whatever you're trying in life, whatever it is, a business, new skill and habit that you're trying to learn and acquire. Everything that you do in life sums up to execution. You can have the perfect idea, you can have the perfect plan, but if you don't take action, it's worth nothing. Zero. Gur nicht, nada. If you're still not convinced, let's think about what happens if you limit yourself to only launch your business once it is perfect. Once you have everything perfectly ready for your customers, this is exactly what they need, what they want, what you've planned for, this is going to be perfect. One, you are completely overwhelmed and stuck. You get overwhelmed by all the work you need to do, by how complex it is and difficult it is and scary it is, and you just get frozen, stuck in place. You know the fight, flight, or freeze reaction? This is the freeze reaction, where you just don't know what to do. You don't know how to get started, and you're stuck. The second option is that you are not stuck at all. You plan, you develop, you perfect. You have one version and then this is not good enough, so you do a revision. And then the second version is better but still not good enough, so you do another revision. And the third version is way better, but then you have an idea of something else that your customers would want, so you do another revision, etc., 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 and you never get around to actually launching your product. You have the perfect solution, but no one is using it because you haven't launched it. And the bottom line is, in either state that you are in, you are not executing, you are not launching, you don't have a business, you don't have customers, and you are failing because of that. So this is where the minimum bar of excellence comes into play. This is where it helps you. Because when you focus on the minimum bar of excellence in order to solve the problem you are trying to solve, you can launch something that is far from perfect, get feedback from customers, and improve on that thing. And then all of these revisions that I've just talked about, they happen with live customers. You have actual live feedback to work off of when you do the next revision and the next revision and the next revision. You don't only have live feedback, you are also hopefully already making money because you have customers using the product, and you are making smarter decisions because you know what your customers actually want. You're not all up in your head. It also solves the freezer problem, the person who freezes because they are overwhelmed, because you are now breaking it down to much more manageable tasks. You can actually say, okay, so my product needs like 10,000 features. I'm going to focus on 3 that actually solve the main problem, even though it's not the complete solution that I want to create. When you have 3, the development time is shorter and doesn't cost as much money, and you have a much easier way to grasp it. So isn't it better to just launch something that is not perfect and then improve on that? This is the minimum bar of excellence. Let me give some real life examples because I think it would help drive the concept in. Let's say you want to start working out. You want to build a healthy lifestyle and you commit to 7 days a week, every morning being at the gym. And then you do it for like 3 days in a row. And then on a 4th day, you just feel very lethargic, you can't wake up, you skip a day. And then you feel like you've failed. You didn't succeed. So the next day you also skip, and the next day you also skip, and then like 2 weeks later you try again because it's time to pick yourself back up. This is what happens when you try to do it perfectly. But if instead you would say, okay, I'm trying to start working out, let's commit to 2 or 3 days at the gym, 30 minutes, doing the very minimum that I could do. You would do that for a few weeks, and then you would probably naturally feel the need to up the intensity, whatever it is, the number of days, the types of workout, the time at the gym. But this would be much easier because you have shown yourself that you have been able to stand up to the commitment that you've put in front of yourself. This was a very complicated sentence, but basically you've shown yourself that you can trust you because you've committed to something and you've done it. Now let's do a business example. And I'm going to use a real life example from our product, Reconvert. Reconvert has been up for about 3 years now. It is a very, very rich product with a lot of features and a lot of complexity and a lot of developers working on it now. When we first started, there was one developer because we didn't have a lot of money. There was one developer working on it, and we launched it with very, very minimal set of features. We could even have launched it sooner with less features. We didn't have a post-purchase upsell when we launched, which is the main feature now that people use, the main moneymaker. And not only that, we had a lot of bugs. We had a specific customer that installed on the very first week that kind of did our QA for us. He was incredible and so patient, and he kept bugging us on live chat with bugs, and we loved it. We were in direct communication with him for a week or two, and we continuously fixed the bugs and also added some new things that he asked for that were no-brainers that we just didn't think about when we created the app. If we had, in the beginning, tried to create the perfect post-purchase upsell app, the perfect thank you page builder, we would have probably been in development for a year and still not be able to launch, and we would have never gotten his feedback because he would never have had the chance to use our app. So long story short, use the minimum bar of excellence in your life and in your business. Any new adventure you get into, try to think about what's the minimum I could do to get started. Once you get started, once you get momentum, you can build up on that. But if you try to start with something too big, then you kind of lose everything. So how can you actually implement that? There is a concept in SaaS and in software that is MVP. We've talked about it in this channel, but it's relevant for any type of business that you build. So focus on your MVP first, the minimum viable product. You have a problem you are trying to find a solution for. It doesn't have to be a SaaS product. It might be a consultant business that you are creating, might be a social media agency, whatever it is. Define your problem very clearly, and then define the 3 to 5 things that you need to do to solve this problem, and execute these things. That's it. Execute them one by one, and ideally release each solution individually so you don't have to wait for the others. Once you've released, you can actually have customers and feedback from real life to see if it works or not, and then you start improving and going through the same process again and again until you have the full product, the full solution that you've always wanted. This is how you become excellent, by executing. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any examples of places in your life where you use the minimum bar of excellence without thinking about it to actually execute and to actually get something going and it worked, let me know in the comments. If you've done it and it didn't work, also let me know in the comments. I think we can learn even from these little micro failures that we've had in life. So if you haven't yet, please subscribe, like the video, hit the bell notifications, and I will see you in the next video.